Hello, this is Aaron Maller from Parallax, and this quick video is just going to go over the Dynamo workflow that we've been putting together for actually numbering individual parking stalls in addition to generating the total count of parking spaces. A few things about this workflow still aren't perfect. Since historically we've just been counting parking spaces, our double accessibility stall has been using a parameter that's set to count 2 when there are 2 and 1 when there is 1, but now that we're trying to tag the individual stalls, we'll have to modify that family to use the same nested families as the row. For now, what our task has been with Dynamo is to try to number all of the stalls. We have made it so that you have to go row by row and select the parent components where you want to number them. And that's predominantly because any way we do it based on geometry or location, there are questions about what the number or the order should go. But you'll see that even in this row here where there are multiple parent families, it's still going to work fine. So for right now, everything is 0 for a mark value. They could all be blank. There could be some numbers, some zeros, whatever. That's going to be our starting point. So to run the graph, the first node, which is the multiple model element selection node, you're just going to click on change and window select the row and then hit run. And you'll notice that now it's numbered them 1 to 10. Now, one little janky Dynamo thing that I haven't worked around yet is before you go to do a second row, you need to freeze the node and run it again because it will try to renumber those if you don't. But now if we unfreeze it and we hit change and we do the second row, you'll see that it's now going to be number 11 going up to number 27. And again, it's left the 1 through 10 up there. So then we'll freeze it again and hit run. And now the third row is where we have multiple parent families and multiple accessibility stalls. So there we're going to unfreeze, hit change, select the whole row and hit run. And you'll see that they're going to be 28, 29, 30, 31, and straight across up to 42. So if you use this workflow, you just have to remember to alternate freeze, run, and then unfreeze, select, get your next row, and hit run. And we'll see again 43 up to 57. We'll freeze it. And I am hoping to work around this freezing issue. I'm going to enlist the help of some other folks to figure out what we have to do to make that behave correctly. And in a second, we'll knock out the vertical row as well, so you can see those being numbered. So we'll freeze it, we'll run it, and we'll decide to do the vertical row in the middle here, and then we'll do the bottom row just for fun. So we'll run that, and then we'll freeze it and run it, and then we'll unfreeze it and do the bottom row. Now, if we go check out our numbers, what we've got is 1 to 10, 11 through 27, 28 through 42, 43 through 57, 58 through 74, 75 through 84, and it looks like I did misclick and did not get the bottom row done, so freeze and run, and then unfreeze, select, grab the bottom row, and run again. There it is, 85 up to 94. If you wanted to see the graph, what it's doing is there are 2 portions to the graph. There's the top portion, which is what you're selecting. And so you're grabbing the parent families, whether it's the accessible stalls or the parking run. From there, it's branching into 2 trees, and it's saying, let's make a list of the parent family and also the subcomponents of the family. And then we're taking that list and we're looking for the family name, looking for the word parking and filtering, looking for the word row and removing, looking for the word striping and removing, and looking for the word wheel stop and removing. So from here, these are what need to be numbered. So what we're doing is based on any row selection that you've made, we're then saying, let's get their location and organize them by the X coordinate. This is not perfect, by the way. We could do a matrix of X and Y, or X times Y, or X plus Y, or something. For now, we're just keeping it simple. We're sorting the spots based on their X location. Now, from there, we have to know what mark values are already in use in the rest of the site plan, if you will. So this bottom row that looks very similar is just saying, get all the generic models, find all the parking spots, remove the rows, remove the striping, remove the wheel stops. From there, let's find the mark values that are already in use. And we're going to get a bunch of different numbers. There is the possibility that some of them are duplicates, and right now we're not addressing that. We could address it later. So what we're doing is we're saying, let's get the unique mark values and find the maximum number. From there, we've counted the ones that we want to number from our selection. So we're saying take the max number, add 1 to it, add that to the number that are in the current run, and then generate whatever those numbers need to be. Now then, just because I wanted them to be 3 digits wide, we padded them with some zeros after making it a string, and then we said feed these into the mark values. The whole reason we have to do the freeze run in between is because this node does something funky where right now I've got these 10 parking spots in here, and even if I disconnect this node, the next time it runs, it's going to remember that those 10 are in here, and it's going to reset the numbers on them. So I'll talk to some Dynamo experts and see if we can undo that. But you can see that it has gone through and basically numbered every individual spot. And again, here they're in funny order because this is an unsorted Revit schedule. So we are sorting or we are numbering them in the order that the user chooses. So you could get through your 1600 parking spots relatively quickly.